Hey guys, Drama for Life here. Now, I know I've been gone for quite a while. I started working and I was trying to make up some money so I can get more stuff for my, setup. And I worked there for not too long, just for a bit, but I saw that I couldn't make any videos since, the time that I had to go was pretty early. So I couldn't make any videos over the week because usually I upload at least like 2 videos per day, except for the weekends. And I couldn't do that at all with this. So, I was just trying to make a little bit of money. I wasn't trying to work there full time. So I did that. I made up enough money. I got a new microphone ready, as you can see right here, the Blue Yeti microphone. I did have some problems running into it at first, but I did get it done. Now there shouldn't be any problems. The quality should be a lot better with this microphone. But I'm also getting in a new laptop, so the editing software is going to get a lot better. I do use OBS, but this computer has an i3 processor, and I need an i5 or i7 for editing videos or just making videos in general. So I feel like when I get my new laptop coming in, it should come in by this week, I think. But when it comes in, the OBS should work a lot better, so I could be doing reacting videos now, and not only would the audio sound good on it, but there shouldn't be any choppy audio or echoing in the background. So there shouldn't be any problems with that in general, because I think the real problem I had was this laptop is kind of like, it's not built for making videos and stuff, for editing at all. So the fact that I'm getting a newer one, I think that should help out a lot. Also, I'm going to be getting an actual camera instead of using my phone, because I've been using my phone as a webcam. So the quality should also be better. So my whole round's like setup should be far better. The audio should be better. The visual should be better. The lighting itself should be better. I could make better quality content that I wanted to make, especially with the new laptop. I think it's going to run a lot smoother with these programs and stuff, because I remember when I was recording my other videos, my debunking videos where I was doing on Screw Attack or Death Battle, they're called now. The problem that I had was the audio was going in and out and syncing in and out. So just bear with me for a bit. I'm going to be getting my my laptop somewhere around this week. And for my camera, I don't know when they said it's going to come in. It was some weird thing about it being unauthorized or whatever, but it should be coming in. I just don't know when. So when I get my full setup, the audio is going to be better. The videos are going to be better. Everything's going to be better. I'm going to be doing a lot more different stuff. So I'm going to be going back to trying to upload 2 videos per day, because I've been gone for a bit. So yeah, I just want to let you guys know what was happening and what's going to be happening in the future of this channel. So since that's done, let's get to the video itself and let's talk about the topic at hand. What I want to talk to about today is the S cells thing, and basically how how the Universe 6 Saiyans were stronger than the Universe 7 Saiyans. And I remember when this was happening, a lot of people were complaining about why Kale and Cauliflower are way too powerful, and then people were saying why these Universe 6 Saiyans being able to match up with the Universe 7 ones, especially due to the fact that they didn't train as much as the Universe 7 ones or gone through the same stuff. So it's like, how could they become this powerful even if they didn't even know what Super Saiyan was, and they just newly obtained it, and now they're being a threat. So it felt ridiculous for that to be the fact. And I know a lot of people are defending this or making arguments, but even the writers themselves saw it was a problem, because they got Toriyama to come out and do this type of backpedaling, interview where he was talking about, oh yeah, the reason that he explained 2 things. He explained about how some people get some Saiyans get Super Saiyan a lot faster or easier, and why the Universe 6 Saiyans were stronger. And he was basically explaining S cells, and he was talking about the biology of Saiyans. He basically explained that, and I'm paraphrasing because I don't remember the whole thing, but I'll put up a picture of what he was stating, and it was on, I think it was called comicbook.com, so I'll be putting that up, but I'm just paraphrasing for right now. He said basically that the amount of S cells is what allows people to get the Saiyans to get stronger or unlock different forms of Super Saiyan easier. So the more S cells you have, the stronger you'll be. And he said the more gentler you are, the more S cells you will have within you, which I don't know how that works out, but yeah, he's saying biologically the reason like other characters can get Super Saiyan a lot easier or get more powerful is because they have more S cells, and you can obtain more S cells by simply being gentler. And he explained that this is the reason why the Universe 6 Saiyans are so strong especially Kale, because it was mentioned specifically her in it. He stated that, oh, the more like passive aggressive, like passive they are, the more shy they are, the more timid they are, the more SLs they'll have, and the more powerful they become in the long run. And it was basically saying that the Universe 7 Saiyans were ruled under Frieza, so they had too much aggression, whereas the Universe 6 Saiyans didn't, and that's why there wasn't that many Super Saiyans in, you know, the 7th universe and stuff. But to me, it just feels like it's definitely a cop out, and it's definitely backpedaling, because when this came out, when Kale came out, and like Kefla and all these other, Caulifla and all this ridiculous stuff, a lot of people were complaining, and for a good reason. They had a reasoning for why they were mad, but I felt like the reason they dropped this out wasn't because this was the truth. I felt like this was more of an excuse to defend themselves from any form of criticism, because now they can just say SLs. I think it's a very lazy way to do it, because now you can just have any Saiyan character, like how they brought Broly in, and simply say, well, he was able to obtain the Super Saiyan form or get stronger than them because he had more SLs, because he was gentler or whatever. And that just seems like a cop out to me. I mean, like, then you're just going to give it to anybody, and it doesn't really make much sense if you think about it. First of all, the SLs is straight up a cop out. It's like with you know, like the Flash, and everybody's asking like, how does this work, or how does that work? That doesn't make sense. And you know they use physics and stuff, and then the argument is, you know, speed force. So that's to negate any argument that you have against it, no matter how illogical it is. And I feel like that's what they're doing with the SLs. Instead of being like, how did they obtain, this person did this much work, they did that, now they're going by, well, they have more SLs. But it's like, you can say that for anybody. How are you going to define who has more SLs or not? That means that the writers can write any new, like, same type of character to be stronger just by simply saying they have SLs. So I felt that was lazy. But also the Universe 6 Saiyans, I think the description for it is, in general, is just dumb. He stated that the more gentle they are, they were able to evolve and get stronger, but that's not how evolution works. If you're in a more, you know, peaceful and passive environment, you're not gonna evolve to be stronger. That's not how evolution works. The way evolution works is, the harsher the conditions are, the more your body, or the species evolves to be able to handle that extremity. Whether it's like, let's say it's a hot area. If it's a super hot area, the species there will be evolving to be able to handle like a lot more like extreme heat. Whereas if you were in a cold area, you will be more evolved for a colder climate, but you wouldn't be, you know, more susceptible to cold because it's more extreme. That's not how it works. Also, just in general, if you're like, let's say your environment is, the environment or area that you're at is very dangerous, you will evolve to be tougher to handle that dangerousness. If you're in a less dangerous environment, then you will evolve to be weaker. In biology, that's not how it works. You can't be in a more calm and gentler area and become stronger. That's not how it works. And also, if you think about it, that's not how it works in Dragon Ball either. They're warriors. What the hell? How the hell are these warrior race getting stronger by not fighting? That's the exact opposite of what a warrior race is. And it's been disproven too. When Gohan didn't train and, you know, he was living a peaceful life, he got weaker. So by that logic of more peaceful existence makes them stronger, then how come Gohan got way weaker? He got consistently weaker twice because, you know, he was too peaceful. So that's obviously doesn't make sense. It contradicts biologic. When you look at biology wise, it doesn't make any sense. It's very ridiculous to assume that, you know, if you're in a less dangerous environment, that you will evolve to be stronger. Like, what's the point of making you stronger? Because the point of evolution is for survivability. If you're in an environment where you're not in any danger, what's the point of getting stronger? And if you're in a more dangerous environment and you're evolving to get weaker, how is that beneficial to your survival? That will be the exact opposite. So I felt like Toriyama was just throwing shit out of his ass, and he didn't know what he was saying, because that clearly doesn't make any sense, and it's just stupid that he says that. And even in Dragon Ball logic, it does make sense, since, you know, Gohan got weaker when he got peaceful. Peace is not how to get stronger, especially for a warrior race. I don't get how a warrior race will get stronger through a more gentler times. That seems ridiculous to me, in my opinion. And like I said, the SLs is just an excuse to say this person has more SLs. That, I guess, it's like for like Trunks and Goten saying the reason they were able to obtain Super Saiyan so easily was because they had more SLs. But then again, it's like, I guess you can say because you know, Trunks in the future, he was in a more dangerous environment, so he probably had less S cells. That's why it took longer for him to go Super Saiyan. Whereas Kid Trunks was in an easier environment, so he, got more of what's the thing called, more of a power boost from his S cells. But here's the thing, that would make that version of Trunks have a different biological, composition than the future one, just because of he's in a nicer environment. It's just dumb writing all around. I don't think it makes sense. I think what happened was the Toei Animation wrote the Universe 6 Saiyans way too ridiculously powerful, especially Kale. She got way too powerful, and she shouldn't have been a bigger threat. But they did it, and then the fans got a problem with it. So to save their own asses, they got Toriyama to come out and have this whole interview to backpedal and make excuses for why this was the case. In my opinion, I just think it's a lazy way to cover up your bad writing. They couldn't just admit that, okay, we made a mistake. They had to make some BS excuse. Oh, S cells and Universe 6 Saiyans evolved to get stronger because they were in a more peaceful environment. And I will disprove it even further than that, because the thing is, we have a problem with Kale and Caulifla, but we've never had a problem with Kaba. And the reason why we do not have a problem with Kaba, and they didn't even mention that, was because unlike those two, his progression power was natural. It was very linear, and the way he obtained those Super Saiyan forms was very natural. Like when he was fighting against Vegeta, he wasn't doing much. Yeah, Vegeta said he was on par with him, but he was obviously over exaggerating. When he punched him in the face in Super Saiyan, he just smiled and he didn't take that seriously at all. So he was obviously holding back on him. And he didn't do anything crazy. He was gonna lose, and the only reason he obtained Super Saiyan was because Vegeta threatened to destroy his planet and beat the crap out of him, and he was beating him up. So he was in a situation where he had to get angry to obtain it. And then, like, I think around that tournament time to the Tournament of Power, they said a year had passed, and he didn't get that much stronger. He didn't obtain Super Saiyan 2 until the tournament started. Once again, his universe was in danger, and then he was about to be eliminated. And also, he was in a high stressful situation, and Vegeta was, the person he was fighting was disrespecting Vegeta, so that pissed him off, and that's how he obtained Super Saiyan 2. But he didn't get ridiculously powerful. I know a lot of you say, well, Frieza went golden against him, but Frieza even stated himself he didn't need to go golden. He was just doing it to be a douche. He was like just messing with him. You know how Frieza does it, but it's like, to me, that's why I feel like me and like a ton of Dragon Ball fans don't have a problem with Kaba. It's because if you're saying Universe 6 Saiyan as a whole gets stronger by this, then how come he didn't get that ridiculous treatment? How come only Kale and Caulifla have gotten this ridiculous power boost? And you can't say that they're more naturally powerful than him, because when the Universe 6 vs 7 tournament was happening, Champa told Vados to find the strongest the combatants throughout the universe to help out, and he said find the strongest Saiyans, and she got Kaba. So that means he was stronger than those two, yet he didn't show any crazy progression of power. So that just shows that the writing was bad. I don't know why they made them both super powerful. Maybe it's because they're female characters, or I don't know, whatever reason. But when you compare them to Kaba, it's not very consistent. So you can't say Universe 6 Saiyans as a whole are ridiculously powerful when only two of them are, and the other one didn't show anything of that level. And it's weird because it feels like they got unfair treatment. He got an unfair treatment because like they get everything handed out to him. They obtained Super Saiyan by having a tingly feeling in their back, and they unlocked other forms instantly, whereas he had to go through a lot of hardship. They got ridiculously powerful and way more powerful than him just instantly. So it felt like it's just lazy writing. And there's a lot of contradictions to it, biological wise, the lore wise of how Super Saiyans work. Basically, just comparing him to other Kaba, like another Universe 6 Saiyan, it doesn't make sense that they would evolve that way. I just don't like the idea that the Saiyans would get stronger by being in a more peaceful environment than in a more harsh environment. If anything, by logical standpoint, Universe 6 Saiyans should be far stronger than Universe 7's Saiyans should be far stronger than Universe 6, because Universe 6 haven't gone through what Universe 7 has. That I don't know if either Toriyama is an idiot or his Funimation's an idiot, but somehow they're able to fool fans that that's how biology works, that apparently of a species in a less violent climate or environment that they will get stronger. That's not how it works. I just think as a all around, Kale and Caulifla got a BS power up, and they were handed everything. They didn't have to work for it. And I think that's the problem that a lot of fans have, is having characters obtain a ridiculous amount of power without even doing anything. Like, Kaguya had to go through a lot, and he still didn't get stronger than those two. Those two surpassed him easily by just getting angry and a tingly feeling in their back, whereas he had to be threatened to have his planet destroyed, had to get beaten up. All that stuff is just dumb. I know some people said the tingly feeling back stuff is like, in ancient Taoist like way of thinking, like chi and stuff. It comes from your back. No, that's not what it says. In the ancient Taoist way about like chi, it comes from the center of your body. So basically like the pit of your stomach. That's where it would come from. It doesn't come from your back. And even if we did go with that case, it doesn't make it look any less stupid or cringy that it would be such a kiddish way of, oh, they get a tingly feeling in the back and get powerful. So it makes sense why the fans are mad. I think the SLs are BS. I think the reason for why Universe 6 Saiyans are BS, and people trying to use SLs for why, back in the day what happened in Z, it's a retcon. Obviously Toriyama just ham-fisted this in. I don't even know if this was Toriyama who did it himself. I'm pretty sure it was Toei Animation. I know I said Funimation earlier. Sorry, they're just the English dub licensing studio. But Funimation, they're the ones who are creating this. They made GT, and they've had a lot of shown instances where they don't understand the story that they're writing. They just write whatever the hell they feel like, and when they make mistakes, they either try to make a BS excuse, or they just don't take any accountability for their errors. And I think in this one, they're like, damn, we're getting a lot of backlash. The only thing we can do is get out the Toriyama. If we get the creator to say this, and sadly it does work on some people, because they're like, well, if the creator says it must be true. But let's be honest, I think most of us know more about Dragon Ball than the creator himself. The guy barely knows anything at this point. So I don't take the SL seriously, or the explanation for why Universe 6 Saiyans are stronger. I think the Universe 6 Saiyans are stronger because of bad writing, and I think the SLs is just a BS retcon to have new Saiyan characters such as Broly get these forms and get insane power boost without having to do as much work as Goku and Vegeta did. Because let's be honest, out of all these characters, Goku and Vegeta, none of these characters that got these ridiculous power boosts have worked as hard as Goku and Vegeta to obtain the power that they have. So yeah, with that regard, I'm pretty sure I covered every base of this topic, and I know I'm going to hear this still later on in the future, people talking about the SL stuff, but hopefully, that people just start to see it as what it truly is, and it's just, a backpedaling and a defense for